Hello and welcome to All Irish Sport. I'm delighted to be joined by one of the Premier League's best ever goal scorers, Manchester United legend, Andy Cole. Andy, firstly, welcome to Dublin.
Thank you very much.
How's the reception been?
Really good. I've enjoyed it. I was looked after me today. I've enjoyed it. The weather's a bit cold, but yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, well, it's probably a bit like England, I would say.
I think it's a little bit colder.
Really?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. I find it a lot colder when I go to England, but I suppose it's much of a muchness. This isn't quite the late show, but you're here with All Irish Sport now. You're about to obviously take the stage, but I just wanted to grab you and ask you a couple of quick questions before you go out on stage. Firstly, how often do you come to Ireland? What's your favourite thing you like about Ireland?
This is the first time I've been back. I think it's about 4 years. Okay. Yeah. To be fair, I've previously, before that, when I was playing, I used to come here quite a bit with Dwight as well, because Dwight is a big fan of Dublin. So yeah, but
fan of a night out too.
Yeah, exactly. And I've always enjoyed coming here. To be fair, I've been very fortunate. Every time I've come here, I've always got a good reception, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's a nice place to come to.
Yeah. Well, I suppose since you're in Ireland and we're talking about football, there's 4 players I have to ask about in terms of Irish players. Firstly, number 1 is Roy Keane, and he's probably the man on everybody's lips at the moment because of who he is as a pundit. But you played with him during that treble year and through those United years while you were there. Just how integral and what a player was he for you and driving standards for the club and stuff?
Not just for me. I think I've said many times that Roy is a fantastic captain as well as player. You know, when you talk about players being underrated, he is definitely one of those. I think people might just look at him snarling and having a go at individual. He was more than that. You know, he's the kind of captain that you want to play for, the kind of individual you want to be in the same team as. So I was very, very fortunate in that way. I had the opportunity to play with him for quite a few years and always got on very well with him. You know, which is people will say with Roy, you know, he's a bit difficult. He's not like that. He's straight down the middle. He's black or white. You know, if he likes you, he likes you. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But I think that's the way life should be.
I think you see a lot more of kind of his personality now that he's on Sky and he's interacting with Micah Richards and all the lads, and you can kind of see the banter that he has and the overlap on that.
Roy's a funny guy, you know. But like I said, I think a lot of people look at his personality because as humans, that's what we do. We judge people by saying, "Oh, I don't like the way he talks," or "I don't like what he does on the football pitch," or whatever it may be. And you can't judge somebody like that. And like you just touched on there, I think now, being a pundit and a very good one, everyone's looking at his personality and say, "Oh, I like Roy Keane because he's brutally honest." Well, he's always been that, you know, but he did it in a different way when he was playing football. Yeah,
well, just another Cork man, another teammate of yours, Denis Irwin. Just how good was he? Because I know Alex Ferguson said he was an 8 out of 10. I think he's the only player that he picked that would actually get into his all-time 11 of all the Man United players that he had.
Den's top man. I work with Denis all the time, to be fair. You know, because we're both ambassadors for Manchester United, so I spend a lot of time with Den, and yeah, Den's a cool dude. You know, no one ever says a bad word about Den because he's that guy. You know, fantastic player, and I mean, an individual who could play left or right but at the highest level. That speaks volumes. You mentioned there that Sir Alex Ferguson would say that, you know, pound for pound is most probably his best buy, and I get it. You know, because he was such a phenomenal player.
Did you have a bit of anger against him because he took all the free kicks and penalties?
No, not for me. Free kicks were far too far for me, and penalties, 12 yards is a long distance for me as well. So, no, not for me. Like I said before, I think when you have the qualities that Denis had, you know, to play in right or left back, take free kicks and to score penalties, that tells you just how good a player he was. You know, so when it comes to penalties, I wasn't a penalty guy anyway. So to see them when he took them, you know. 9 times out of 10, he always finished them off.
Yeah, I think we could do with 2 of those players in the Irish team now. But another player I want to touch on, it wasn't at Manchester United, but at Blackburn, Damien Duff. How good was he? Because you played with him just before the World Cup, I think it was, so in and around that time.
I did, yeah. I was speaking to Al today, a couple of the other boys. You know, he's a manager now.
Yeah, in Shelburne, yeah.
Yeah, I could never see it. I'm being very, very honest. I think when I played with Duff when we was at Blackburn, very shy individual.
Apparently he loved to sleep.
Yeah, very shy.
Matt Holland said that, yeah.
Yeah, like to sleep. Wouldn't say boo to a goose. You know, now I'm here, he's a manager and he's the total opposite. I'm like, are you sure it's the same guy?
He's very much like Roy Keane as a manager. He's very,
that's what
intimidating.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I'm not intimidating. Yeah. I'm not sure about that.
Honestly, yeah.
Duffer intimidating.
You should see his interviews.
Wow, well, he's obviously changed a hell of a lot since I played with him at Blackburn. Like I said, he was very, very quiet. I thought he was a guy that, you know, had to be 100% fit when he played. You know, so like I said, when people say he's a bit of an angry man now, I'm saying to myself, where the hell has that come from? I've got to ask the question. I'm not sure where he's come from.
Yeah. Well, what was he like as a player? Because around
Very
that time was he, you know, I remember he played that game against Spain for Ireland, and he was unplayable that game, and that was kind of the start just before he got the move to Chelsea. Then.
Yeah, Duff was a very good player. He was a confidence player, you know, and I think he decided to go to Chelsea. I know he spoke to Manchester United at the time, but for whatever reason he decided to go to Chelsea, and you know he did well there. He did very well there.
He won a couple of leagues, that, yeah.
He did, yeah, and he had this uncanny knack of when the ball got rolled into him, he could roll it in on his right hand side and really run at people and take people on. He had nice pace, lovely left foot, you know, but was always prepared to take defenders on. I think that those were his biggest qualities.
Yeah, another player, just you didn't play with him, but he's coming to light now in the Premier League, is Evan Ferguson. The reason I want to ask you about him is because what do you think he needs to do to reach the top level? Because he obviously looks like he has a lot of potential there. There's a lot of high hopes for him.
Keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah. What do you make him as a player?
As we would say, he's got a chance. He's definitely got a chance. He's a young man. He's got qualities. And I'll be brutally honest, I think he's one of those ones where Brighton are going to find it difficult to hold on to him. Yeah, naturally, whoever's going to go in for him is going to cost him a lot of money. But if he continues the way he has done, the way he started the season, you know, if he's at Brighton next season, I would be very surprised. But he'll know himself. He doesn't need someone like me to tell him. Just get his head down and continue to do what he's doing.
Yeah, I think that's a fair answer, to be fair. Just on the treble here then, just on yourself, talk me through that season and how that was for you, you know, the link up with yourself, Dwight York. I was watching the David Beckham documentary recently, and it just kind of brings you back just how unbelievable that actual game against Bayern Munich, the last few minutes and everything there, like that season must have been unbelievable.
Yeah, I think me and York had an unbelievable partnership. It's a kind of partnership, I think it's forever going to be spoken about because it was so good, it was so prolific. He touched on it there in the treble-winning season. You know, we enjoyed each other so much when we played on the football pitch, but not just us two up front, but the whole team. It was a fantastic team to be able to play in. You know, we all believed in each other, and I think once you have that, you've always got half a chance of completing to do something. We did just that.
Yeah, what was it like playing under Alex Ferguson? And I suppose some of the other managers you played under as well. You played under Souness. So there's a couple of, like, I spoke about Damien Duff being intimidating, so probably that's the reason why you're not intimidated.
Yeah, I've been playing for Sir Alex was very, very special. I was saying earlier on in an interview, I wish I had enjoyed it even more so. But when you're in the moment, you constantly move on to the next thing. So you win a league, you move on, you think about, right, I want to win it next season. You win the cup, you think about, I want to win it next season. You know, and just looking back now, I'm at that stage in my life where I'm saying, I wish I had enjoyed that even more.
I've heard Rio Ferdinand say that though too as well. It's like in Man United, the culture was win-win-win. So when you won, it wasn't a big thing. It was just move on, you know. Yeah,
and when you do retire, because I think you have that time to reflect. And me personally, I only had that time to reflect during the COVID period. And I remember saying to myself, man, just look what we achieved. And why didn't I party here a little bit more, do this a little bit more? But when you're so focused on, right, we've won that, move on, we're going on to do the next thing. You know, it's only, like I said, it's only when you sit down and think about it, you turn around and say, should have done this, should have done that.
Yeah, I only have 2 more questions because I know we're rushing and you're going to be out there. Do you think that if you took penalties that you would have broken Alan Shearer's record because you were so close to it?
I genuinely do believe I would have been up there, but me saying that, someone's going to say I'm arrogant for saying that, you know. But I had the thought process of, right, if I can't score goals in open play, me personally, I'm not good enough to play at that level. I was fortunate to get the goals that I got. I've never been given the credit that I deserve, you know. But I look at my record and turn around and say to myself, I've been retired for over 10 years now, and I'm still 4th highest in the Premier League. And
Kane passed you, and that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
And I scored 1 penalty and all that.
You which?
Scored 1 penalty.
Oh yeah.
And I'm still 4th. So
and he takes all the pens.
Yeah, so that's what makes me even proud of what my achievements were when I was playing.
It's a serious record, like.
Yeah, I'd like to believe so. There's not many people who do believe so, but I'd like to believe it was. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I definitely do. Well, we just want to finish off lastly on just Man United at the moment. You know, just the way they're playing and the form. Do you think that's down to the manager, or do you think that's down to the players? And I suppose just to kind of add to that, what do you think it would take to get Manchester United back to where they are? Because they just remind me of, well, United were doing well, Liverpool were doing terribly at that time, and it's kind of seems to they're kind of like Liverpool now.
And you know the craziest thing, yeah, Manchester United and Liverpool have never done well at the same time.
Yeah, because it was always Everton, Liverpool, then United, Arsenal, Chelsea, United,
it's crazy.
City, and
you know, you'd expect them to be able to play well at the same time and be pushing for honours. And unfortunately for Manchester United at the moment, this season's been a tough start. You know, forget last season. That's last season. You know, we can't live in the past. This season it's been hard for whatever reason. You know, there's a lot of noise coming out of Old Trafford at the moment regarding it could be this, it could be that, but you just don't know. You just can't put your finger on what's going on at the moment. And it's hard work, yeah, that's what everyone's prepared to put in and that, but if you don't get results, it's a results business, you know, questions are going to be asked.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, Andy, I know we're rushing, so I just want to say thanks very much for your time.
No problem, thank you.
My hands are a bit clammy, so we just did a fist bump.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, no
Top
problem.
man.